All right, time for a quick Ethereum update now that we've looked at everything else across the ecosystem. Um, bullish times, right, ladies and gentlemen? This is fantastic to see. So, as we've been mapping this out for the past couple weeks, remember the big consolidation range in the daily chart, had the bear trap, got back above the 200-day moving average, retested the moving average, confirmed it as a moving support line, broke out of this range. Remember, this sideways consolidation just shows us how much tension is in the actual market. And once you build that tension, it's going to burst. It's going to break. It's like having your pipes frozen in the wintertime. And when that water pressure builds up so high, something's got to break. Either the ice just breaks and everything fixes itself, or the pipe itself just bursts. In this scenario, the pipe bursted and it was to the upside. By the way, the sacrifice wallet, Richard Hart's Ethereum entry, everyone keeps talking about break even, right? That's a ton of money. That is a ton of money that is, even if it's not used on Pulse itself, that's a ton of money to use as a reason to build sentiment, to have that faith in the Pulse chain ecosystem. But, we know a lot of the tricks up his sleeve, and I'll leave that up for, up to him and the rest of the community. But yeah, a lot of promising things that we're seeing here, and it's just nice to see the price chart start to resemble a lot of the good things around the technology that we support. So, anyways, looking at the daily chart, of course, we initially had our target area was this 3,000 range a few days ago. It's actually last week. We broke out, hit that exact range. Minor resistance, wasn't really much of a battle actually for being, look at all that previous support. And we had minor resistance for being such a strong support in the past, and price broke right through it. So that was really nice to see. And then from that moment on, we had an update a few days ago on the Patreon where this gray range was our next target. And that same day, price just destroyed it. And actually, breaking this down to the 4 hour, you do see more of a battle going on that the daily chart doesn't show, but it was just happening all so fast, right? So yeah, we did get that support, that resistance broken. Not really much of a confirmation of support yet, but in a bull market, looking for pullbacks is a dangerous game, as everybody knows. So it's tricky. But yeah, when we got to our next target range, we hit the top of it, came down, confirmed the bottom of it as a minor support line, and then just zooming in a little bit further. Once we confirmed the bottom-ish area of the range as a support line, we broke through the top, confirmed that top previous resistance as a new support, and then boom, just slingshot it to our next level, which if you're part of the Patreon, you would see our areas that we kind of zoomed out and looked back at. But just to give you a brief overlook, first level right here, look at all these wicks, wick, all that support gives us a clear area, right? And then just extending that line over. Price is sitting there right now as we speak. But then the next level was this local high that we had at the beginning of the year to kind of confirm the start of the downtrend, right? Had the actual high, and then the local high just confirmed that we had a downtrend going on. That was the next massive area of resistance to focus on. And yeah, just extending that line over. Price didn't necessarily tap that precisely yet, but we're in that range, right? So we're now trading between these two ranges. I would imagine you eventually are going to see a sort of top, not a top as in, hey, the market's over, we're going back down bearish. No, like you need local tops eventually, which you're kind of seeing there. You have a little bit of a wick here, price pushes up wicks, price pushes up wicks again. Now it's pushing down. Maybe in the hourly chart is showing like a retest of, yeah, see, it's trying to show that we're getting some support here. So we broke this range, got the retest, worked our way towards this top range, came down, showed a little bit of a retest. Now price is pushing down again. The more you push on these ranges, the weaker they become. So it might not necessarily be confirmed support just yet. Not that that's a bad thing. I mean, looking at a micro level, you're looking at, this high right here can come down and get tested. That's in the 34.70 range. Something to pay attention to. But no matter what happens, the good thing about these types of pumps, no matter if price goes down here or if price goes back down to this gray range, that's all nothing but just confirmed structure, right? You would like to see confirmed structure as prices like to move up. And as we all know, if you watch my streams, markets don't like to move impulsively. They like to, have nice waves and structure. And I repeat that all the time. So if you watch me quite often, it's just, you know, it's like a broken record, right? But looking at the 15-minute chart, it does look like we have this sideways consolidation range on a micro level. And like I said, when the pipes burst, you have that pipe that has a lot of tension building. The pipe might want to burst. Right now, it's showing is pushing to the downside, which, like I said, in that scenario, you just have structure down here you can create, find a new floor, give us that launch pad to work on its next leg up. So, but I don't want to get too far forecasting what I'm going to guess at what happens, because I have no idea whatsoever what's going to happen. But as of right now, that's all I'm paying attention to is what's price doing at this exact level. We got 1, 2. It's a third bounce. It's not necessarily like a triple bottom look. That's just the more it bounces, the more it tests in these micro levels, the weaker it gets. So just paying attention to what's happening here. Are we going to get this third bounce officially, or is price going to rip through? And again, if it bounces, you're looking around close to the 37 range, just shy. And if it doesn't bounce, you have all this structure right here to come find new support at. So yeah, pay attention to that. I will keep you guys posted and updated as time goes on, as we see developments, and I will see you guys soon. Thank you.